And welcome back to 5-Minute Life Hacks. I'm your host, Natalia Ambrosia, coming at you from my bedroom in Los Angeles, California. Today's episode is about visualization and how it can help you create a better life for yourself and as a result, make you happier. So as always, at the end of the episode, I'll give you a quick little trick to make your life a little bit easier and happier. So this episode was inspired by my New Year's time in general. And I think it's a good time right now because this is about the time when we're going into spring. Some of us have fallen off our New Year's resolutions train. Some of us never started, which is completely fine. Some of us start in the spring. At New Year's, I basically decided that I wanted to hang out with my friends and I wanted to write down an inventory of what had happened the last year, everything I'd accomplished, everything that I'd learned. I also wanted to write a 2020 list of intentions, things that I wanted to happen, like make this type of money. I wanted to learn how to do this. I wanted to launch my podcast and I wanted to do all that. I also wrote a letter to myself so that I could read it at the end of the year and reflect just how much I've grown. And so I went to this event at Soho House and it was called Visualizing Your 2020 Vision Board. And I thought, oh, how exciting, a mood board. I'm going to get to create a collage of my 2020. It's going to look beautiful. And then I show up and the person who was hosting the event told us we were going to write our vision. And I was like, what? I did not sign up for this. I signed up for magazines. And so then she continues and she says, I want you to write your 2020 story in third person. And I was like, I already wrote my intentions. What am I doing here? But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to listen and I'm going to try it, right? So she said, just write your 2020 story, how you'd like it to go, write it in third person. So start off by saying, January started off quite easily for Natalia as her friends were visiting and she took off to the beach. By mid-January, she was working, being descriptive about the things that were happening, the things you wanted. And she said, pepper in the things that you want, add in things, even if you're not sure. At the end of this, what we're going to do is we're going to mail it to you at the end of the year. So I started writing my story. I decided, very methodically to write it January, February, March. Although she said you could write it any way you like. You can just do an overview of the year. But I started January, February, March, and I started it very thoroughly. So in January, this is how it started. And then I realized, you know what? I already know what's going on in my life. And there was only things I wanted to pepper in. Like Natalia launched her podcast and it did really well. It was really well received. And then she had traveling in March where she was going to go to her friend's wedding, met some amazing people, had loads of fun, went to London, talked about her podcast, connected with a lot of people. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So a lot of it was travel I already had planned, things and goals I already had on the horizon. And then I peppered stuff in, like Natalia was going to start working with this person that she's really wanted to work with. And she was going to meet these people. And actually, after writing the entire year, I realized, wow, I have quite a lot of control of what's going on in my life. Really, it's just about the little things. And it's like, partly it's setting goals and intentions and it's making them more reachable, but also it's about getting empowered and realizing that these things are actually not that hard to get. And it's actually kind of exciting writing it because then as you're writing it, it's kind of cliche, but it feels like, wow, you have control and you're writing your own story. It made me so happy. And I really can't wait to read it till the end of the year. And to be completely honest with you, I've already started feeling like some of the things are coming true. It's kind of crazy. So it's made me a happier person. It's also made me stick to my goals. It's also, obviously, it keeps you open and it keeps the world magical. So today's tip is actually to write your 2020 vision or your March vision or whenever you're listening to this episode, to write your week's vision. Here are the steps. I want you to take out a sheet of paper. You can write or you can type. And I want you to just start, let's say you're starting with the month of March. And I want you to talk about yourself in a third person because then you're more detached. And you can write, Natalia started off March like a whirlwind. She was traveling to Mexico and then she had a report due and she did this, and just pepper, and you can be as detailed as you like. And the more detailed, the better. And you can also add in things like, okay, maybe don't write in she won the lottery, but you can also write in things that you want to achieve and get clear on the vision that you have for your life and how you're going to achieve it. And I promise you, by the end of it, you're going to feel a little bit more empowered. And I want you to tell me how you feel. So please message me at Natalia Ambrosia and let me know how you feel. I guarantee you there will be things in there that you will accomplish and you'll look back and be like, oh my God, I didn't actually think that was going to happen. And it does. And if you actually can, what would be great is if you mailed it to yourself or if you had a friend hold on to it and if both of you open it at the end of the year. Have fun with it. Let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing day. Bye.